Hey everyone, this is Germ. Today I'd like to talk to you about BeGone. Now you may remember I made a video probably about a year ago talking about BeGone, but it's gone through a lot of changes and updates since then, so I thought I'd make another video because most of what I said in the first video isn't necessarily as applicable as it was then. BeGone is a browser-based game. It's a first-person shooter, and it's pretty amazing for a browser-based game. Now, many of you have probably played Flash-based browser games for years, but BeGone is different in that it tries to be a real game running in a web browser. It runs off the Unity engine, which runs many other browser-based games, and allows for very pretty graphics, as you can see. BeGone is one of the best-looking things you can play in a browser, and also one of the smoothest running. Now, the smoothness of the game will probably depend on your web browser somewhat. I experimented with a couple different ones, and it seemed like Chrome ran this the smoothest, and you can also add this as a Chrome app. Chrome is better set up to run games in it, so any games you want to run, including BeGone, I would suggest starting with Chrome. If you have any issues, you can look at another web browser, but I don't think you will. So BeGone has gone through a complete overhaul, it feels like, in regards to movement mechanics, sound, fluidity, weapon models, everything. Before, it was a bit clunky. It was very easy to get hung up on the environment, to get locked into reload animations, to get locked out of games, and most of that's gone now. I was able to join matches very easily, and on the first try it only took several seconds. I mean, I can load matches in BeGone quicker than I can load them in Battlefield, and I know that's partly because the maps are smaller, but still, it's a pretty impressive feat considering this runs in a web browser. Most of the weapon models have been updated. There are now new weapons added. The existing weapons have much better animations. The reload animations are better. The weapon models have more detail to them. People's arms don't stick out in the middle of the screen like they used to, and overall it just feels like there's been a lot of smoothness added to everything. Whereas before there would be a lot of problems with hit detection. Now the hit detection is pretty smooth. It's not as good as today's modern shooters, but it's better than Battlefield 2. Battlefield 2 came out in 2005 and of course was hugely popular, but I would say BeGone has considerably better hit detection than that. There are now better ragdolls, which, you know, is not the biggest deal when you're playing a browser game. You don't have to have everything, but, you know, rudimentary ragdolls are pretty nice, so that's a good feature. Something else that's been adjusted a lot is weapon balance. Before, the weapons didn't feel that balanced. They also didn't feel that different from each other, but now they are considerably more balanced. I always felt like I could use pretty much any weapon and do fairly well. Now, of course, if you're trying to run into a close quarters engagement with the sniper rifle, or if you're trying to snipe long distances with a shotgun, you're probably going to be disappointed because that's not what they were intended to do. But now, just between the sights, the recoil, reload speeds, everything like that, the weapons are much more smoothed out and balanced, and I feel like it's a lot more versatile now. There's a few more weapons added into the game, and each one feels like it has its own purpose and place. Especially for a game that's definitely didn't have to have that many weapons. You know, a lot of browser-based games might have 3, 4, 5 weapons, but BeGone has quite a few actually, and they all have their kind of own unique characteristics. And something that's been a major improvement from the last time I made a video about this game is the sound. Now, the sound used to be terrible. It's still not amazing, but it's gotten a lot better. Each weapon appears to have a more distinctive sound to it now. There's a lot more low-end rumble to things like a light machine gun, and there's a lot more high-end crack to the smaller weapons. The suppressed weapons sound a lot better. And overall, I would say the sound is a great improvement. Movement speed is a great improvement, reload, everything. So if you haven't played BeGone, I highly recommend you check it out. It's very smooth, it's a lot of fun. The ping has greatly been improved, so as long as you have a decent internet connection, you shouldn't really have any problem. And there are new game modes, like this very Counterstrike-esque bomb planting mode. It's a lot of fun. It really reminds me of Counterstrike, especially with the buy options in between rounds. So again, guys, if you haven't played BeGone, check it out. I've had a lot of fun playing it. I've spent quite a few hours playing it now, and as I've gotten more familiar with it, I'm enjoying myself more and more. It definitely requires a lot of skill to get the most out of it. You're not going to be able to just hop in and pwn people, so I do recommend spending a little time getting familiar with it, but I think you'll really enjoy it like I have. So guys, you know, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, ask me and I'll try to answer them. Other than that, have a great day.